Hello guys, welcome to the learning process. This is the second one from my tutorial breakdown. As you have seen my speed breakdown from the beginning to end, I showed you everything I did inside the Cinema4d and After Effects. As you see, after I rendered my Cinema4d file, I added some extra element inside the After Effects. So now I will show you all the tools and technique I used to get this kind of result inside the Cinema4d and After Effects. So let's start with Cinema4d scene. This is how it looks like, the Cinema4d scene. This is simple text. I sliced it very simple way. If I show you how I did this scene from the beginning, see, this is the original structure. See, this is only the D outline. I extrude this D with the extrude generator. Then this is the second one. And I added all the part separately. For the slice one, I modified my spline like this. Just I deleted some lines from this area. So I didn't use any plugins, any extra things to build this scene. And as you see, the outside round part, I used spline. See, this is my spline, D spline, and I just used sweep knot to get the thick line outside my D. I used the same method and use a different position. And this side I used only the cube. See, this is only the cube. I took from this area, this is the cubes, and I used the right side of my D. So this is how it looks like inside the Cinema4d, only the text area. Now, after I build my text, I was thinking about the background. So if you are looking this render file, see the depth I created with my background, and see here I used, if I disable my text layer, you can see the background. See, it's just different type of circle. I extrude with the extrude generator. All of them are circle. I extrude the circle and placed it in different position. So Finally, I got the nice reflective background. This is the scene part, text part and background. Now after that I just added my camera, and this is how it looks like, my camera positioning part. So I used also rule of third to get better framing. Now it's time to create a material. For this render I used Cinema4d physical render and Glossy Material. The material process is same as I used the previous one, and I used the same method here. See the color, the reflectance area is same. The material type is GGX, roughness 5, reflection strength 100%, specular 20, and the bump as usual. And here is inside the Fresnel I used absorption color 2, and our index of reflection value is 1.35. So that I got this kind of result, and I just duplicate one of my material and change the color, dark to light. And I used only two type of material here. I used three type of material actually. One for the glass reflection, one for the body text, and one for the background actually. I mean the floor. So inside the glass material I used absorption distance 20, and I changed the color from white to bit of orange. So this is how I make the material part, and then it's time to set the light and the HDRI. So for the light I used different type of light. As you see, this is my full scene. I used HDRI, Studio Rig, I used Grayscale Gorilla softbox, also overhead softbox, and I used 6 light to get different kind of reflection. If I show you the original image, it has so many different kind of lighting reflection. I used light, and fall off option is inverse square, not none. See, all the lights is inverse square. Then it's time to the render part. For the render I used actually physical render. And now we can think about the composition, how we will do the composition part inside the After Effects. I didn't put any kind of extra techno inside the Cinema4d. I was thinking that I will put all the things inside my After Effects. So I need the object buffer. For the depth, as you see, the depth, for the depth we need the depth pass, and for the composition we need to separate the D and the background part. So we need one object buffer only for D. So see, I put all of my text inside one group and I use object buffer from the Cinema4d tag. See the composition, this is the composition, and object buffer 1. See the object buffer 1, and you need to go to the render setting also to get the object buffer. You need to add extra object buffer from here. And for the depth, you need also use the depth from multipass. So if I show you all the things from the beginning, it's look like this. Like, okay, the normal render setting is like this. I used physical render and also used ambient occlusion, and then I used depth pass. Finally, we need one object buffer, and its ID should be same with the tag. If you need multiple object buffer, you can also add multiple object buffer inside your render, and also you need to add the same tag from the Cinema4d tag. Like if I need the separate object from my background, I need to add extra one. Also it should be 2, not the same, and here is also it should be 2. See the object buffer 1, object buffer, this is also 1, but it should be 2. And then I also use the same method I used before. Like, see, my background part is little bit bright, so I used the same method. I did the cell render also. I took cell render. As you see, all of my render file, see the cell render. This is my main render, pass render, object and cell. That's it. Okay, I finished all the render, and now it's time to composite the render file inside the After Effects. See, this is my render file, the original file. And this is the depth pass, object pass, and the cell render. For the cell render, after you finish your main render, renderer should be standard. See the cell render I used. So when you select the cell render from effect, you need to change the edge color and background color. Edge color should be white and background color should be black. And then just make sure your render location and then put render. Also we need here the main camera we used in Cinema4d. So how you will get the same camera from Cinema4d to inside the After Effects? For this reason, you need to use the same plugins I showed you before, like Cinema4d to AE. Then from the compositing file, you need to save data from here. Okay, see the D. So I got everything from my Cinema4d scene. I got all the render file. Also I got the camera. See, also I got the camera. This is how it looks like here. Also I got the camera position. So here I need only the base position to add all the element inside the After Effects. That's why I put only one plane to get the exact position. See, I put only one plane to the ground for all the floor position. And then I started to build my scene. I added so many elements inside my After Effects. Like this is the only image I got from Cinema4d, and then I started to build my scene one by one to added all the things. See, this is only the text layer, and the outline. See, this is the D with only the outline. I disable the fill color and I active only the stroke color. This layer is also same, but I changed the color from the stroke. And then I added so many extra element. So this is only the plane. I used mask, one mask out and one mask inside. Just I got this result to change the mode. See, this is difference. And I used feather only the outside. See the feather, I used feather only the outside. It was tail. So this is how I add this floor element. And I added also the form. I used tab code form to get this variation. See, this is my external composition. I used tab code form to get this result. Two of them are my tab code form external composition. And then this is the grid. I used default grid plugins. Just I applied the grid and changed the value. I used adjustment layer to get some extra glow. And then see, this is the techno part. This is the techno part, and I used some text and shape layer. This is the shape. See the outline. This is the original output. See the outline. I used only shape layer with the ellipse circle, with the circle. I used shape layer with the circle. This is also same. I just copy and change the scale value. See, this one is collected image. I put inside my composition and change the mode normal to screen. Also I changed almost all the layer mode. See, this is also I changed the mode. This is also the same. See the circle techno. This is how it looks like inside my original composition, but I used bit different way in my main composition. This is the circle techno. I used mask layer to get the extra flow, and I changed the feather option. See how it looks like the original shape, and then I just change the feather option to get extra speed flow. And then this is the another layer. This is also another layer. See the variation. As you see, all the layers are top of my main object. So you need to separate your main object from the background. This is how I separate my object from the background. See, this is the original scene, and this is our object we got from Cinema4d. See the object. See, this is our object. This is the original scene, and this is our object. See, so I put two layers. My object is top of my main layer, and I changed the matte option from normal to Luma matte. Now our main object is separated from all the scene. And finally, for the depth, as you see, this is our depth layer, and I used one adjustment for the depth, and inside the adjustment layer I used FL, depth of field. So now we got the depth of field also. We did everything. Now this is the cell render. See, without this layer, this composition little bit flat. You see the result? So I use this cell render image. I just change the mode from normal to add. For the top ground element, I use also the shape layer to get bit color variation. See, this is the same text. I just change the position. Also change the color from stroke option. And then I added the extra layer here. See, this is only the text layer I used in After Effects. See, so this is how I did all the things. Finally, I did some color correction. To the another composition. Just I added one adjustment layer and put the exposure, color balance and curve plugins from my default preset option. See the changes. This is the original composition I did here, And this is how I changed a little bit to added extra adjustment layer and changes some color values. So this is my final output, and I tried to explain all the things I used in Cinema4d and After Effects. So this is how I have done this project. If you have any question, you can leave it to the comment below. I will try to reply as soon as possible. So thanks again. Thank you so much to watching my tutorial.